officials and volunteers for their tireless efforts made during the Games to ensure its success. He said the athletes demonstrated teamwork and commitment which had inspired pride and strengthened unity. Governor Oborowori appreciated the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, for his leadership in sustaining the proud tradition of the Games.
The team beyond the match, Excellence's action has truly come alive in Asaba here. As this edition brought to a close, let us carry forward its lessons. Discipline builds character. Unity strengthens purpose, and excellence demands dedication. Delta States remains steadfast in supporting sports echo for fitness, youth development, peace, unity, and national progress.
In his address, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, appreciated Delta State for hosting the 2026 Bipoga edition with exceptional organization and hospitality. He said Delta State had once again demonstrated its capacity to host events of national importance, stressing that the Bipoga Asaba 2022 Games had become a theater of excellence where discipline met determination and preparation met opportunity.
To the champions and medalists of Bipoga Asaba 2026, I extend my sincere congratulations. Your victories were earned through sacrifice, preparation, and discipline. You have written your names into the proud history of these games. To those who competed with courage but did not ascend the podium, I commend your perseverance. In sport, as in service, character is revealed not only in winning but in rising again.
Also speaking, the chairman of the First Sports Planning Committee for the 15th edition of the Banyana Police Games, Bipoga, AIG from Pan Joseph, commended Governor Sheriff Oborowori for his sustained cordial relationship with the Nigerian Police Force. He praised the governor's consistent support, adding that the generous support for Bipoga activities demonstrated his strong determination to build a vibrant and sporting nation.
Throughout the past week, the city of Asaba has stood as more than just a stage for the Nigerian Police Force's finest athletes. It has been a strategic platform for cultivating professionalism, discipline, and performance-driven excellence, where new talents have clearly begun to emerge. While the event was not completely without injuries, the incidents were limited and successfully managed, underscoring our commitment to safety and enduring spirit of excellence.
The Bipoga Asaba 2026 Games concluded with the federal headquarters emerging as overall champions, clinching first position with 238 medals. Lagos followed closely with 236 medals, while Inagua secured third place with 140 medals. I am Pere Botu reporting.
The senator representing Delta South Senatorial District, Joel Onowakpo, has commended the peaceful conduct of the APC congresses in Isoko South local government area. Senator Onowakpo, who gave the commendation while monitoring the exercise across wards in the area, described the process as free and fair, noting that the emergence of executives through consensus reflected the will of the party. The report.
The federal legislature, accompanied by the council chairman, Honorable Wari Ovoke, among others, urged the newly elected ward leaders to remain loyal to the party and work in unity for growth and peace, a sentiment echoed by party leaders at the various wards.
Fair and credible. We have all the representatives of the party and INEC here. So I commend them for the way they've conducted themselves, especially in Emity, my own ward. From what we've done so far, the 2027 election will be very peaceful.
The local government and ward executive members were formally inaugurated by Mr. Olori Magege. The APC chairman in Isoko South, Mr. Victor Ekelega, on behalf of those elected, assured pledge to work towards in consolidating the party structure across the local government area.
Finding us worthy to pilot the affairs of the party for the next 4 years. I want to thank our dear governor, our president, and we assure them that Isoko is 100% in 2027 election.
Also present to monitor the process, which was witnessed by electoral officials, were the Chief of Staff to the Governor, state legislators, and members of the State Executive Council, among other top government functionaries, as well as party leaders and elders.
I'm glad that we have been able to conclude this local government congress for Isoko South APC. Like you can see, everything went so peaceful because the candidates, the executive have emerged from their various wards on a consensus basis and in accordance with the constitution of the party that we have been able to put in place this executive which have just been elected today in consensus manner.
Companies operating in the state have been urged to strictly abide by resolutions reached with the state government to ensure smooth and peaceful operations in their host communities. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Peace, Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the charge during a meeting with stakeholders from communities in Ondukwa East local government area and Sterling Global, an oil exploration company operating in the area. The meeting was held in his office in Asaba. Henry Unogwa reports.
Chief Uzo explained that the meeting was a follow-up to earlier engagements with representatives of Asaba, Ewo-Kerafo, Iyedame, and Lagos Iyede communities, alongside Sterling Global, over issues arising from the company's operations. He noted that the dispute centered on land ownership, compensation claims, and the rightful beneficiaries of compensation the opportunity to present their positions. He disclosed that a traditional ruler in the area had written to the state government requesting a two-wins window to interface with the affected communities in a bid to resolve the looming crisis. Chief Uzo assured the people that the team would reconvene with the parties after the royal father's intervention.
The matter is in respect of their standing matter. We're Sterling Global, their standing matter over who owns land, who to get compensation, who that to be compensated. So we rescheduled the meeting today and last Monday. And today they've all come. We've heard from them in that area, did a letter to us that we should give him 14 days to resolve the matter.
On a separate dispute involving Oboma-Obaze and Obocha communities, as well as Sterling Global, the special advisor frowned at the absence of the representatives of the Obaze community at the meeting and announced plans for a fact-finding visit to the disputed location, noting that the company maintained that the operational site in question does not belong to the Oboma community, adding that the on-the-spot assessment would enable the peace team to draw an informed conclusion on the matter.
They should go and live in peace and ensure that the preaching of the governor over peace is obeyed and maintained.
Stakeholders at the meeting expressed satisfaction with the deliberations and pledged to maintain peace while awaiting the outcome of the government's intervention. Henry Onogwa reporting.
The federal government has begun settling outstanding payments for 2024 capital projects. The President's Special Advisor on Public Communications and Orientation, Mr. Sunday Dare, disclosed this via his verified X handle. He said payments cover pending 2024 projects and capital components in the 2024 and 2025 budgets scheduled for completion on or before March 31 this year. He added that ministries, departments, and agencies have been directed to submit their cash plans, after which payment processing will begin immediately. President Bola Tinubu had earlier directed strict implementation of the 2026 budget to end overlapping budget cycles. From April, Nigeria will operate a single budget backed by a single revenue cycle. The move is expected to bring relief to contractors owed for executed projects. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, has said Nigeria will prioritize palm oil as a strategic driver of economic growth. He stated this during a meeting in Abuja with the Secretary General of the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, Ms. Isana Saleh. According to a statement by the ministry spokesperson, Mr. Kimiebi Ebienfa, the minister said palm oil historically supported Europe's industrial development and remains vital to food production, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and manufacturing. Nigeria currently produces about 1.4 million metric tons annually, but consumes nearly 3 million tons. He said plans are underway to scale up production. Ambassador Tuga added that joining the council aligns with the federal government's goals of food security, economic diversification, and youth employment. In her remark, Ms. Saleh said the visit was aimed at strengthening institutional ties and reaffirmed the council's readiness to support Nigeria. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has blamed the high transportation costs and weak data reporting for slow Lassa fever detection and response in some states. The Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, told newsmen in Abuja that moving samples from remote communities to state labs was expensive and delayed testing. Dr. Idris warned that some confirmed cases in teaching hospitals were not reported to state authorities, creating gaps between federal and state data, stressing that timely response under the 717 surveillance benchmark depended on long state-level coordination. He said although awareness materials were shared in local languages, funding for sustained outreach was limited and called for better collaboration between state governments, health commissioners, and tertiary institutions, as federal support alone was not enough for effective outbreak control. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has warned residents across the country to avoid touching victims of electrical shock or live wires, stressing that electricity is extremely dangerous and can cause additional injuries or death if handled improperly. The Commission, in a safety advisory, explained that attempting to rescue someone who was in contact with electricity with bare hands could transfer the current to the rescuer. It urged people to keep safe distances from falling power lines and any individual being electrocuted, while alerting the nearest electricity distribution company or emergency responders whenever such incidents occurred. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested 20 persons over alleged electoral offenses in the Federal Capital Territory. The suspects were apprehended across various area councils during the just concluded local government elections. The Commission said the offenses include vote buying, vote selling, and obstruction of election officials. It disclosed that 17,218,700 naira was allegedly involved. One suspect was arrested in Kwali with 13.5 million naira found in a vehicle near a polling unit. Arrests were also made in Abaji, Gwagwalada, and Kuje. Christians have been encouraged to have absolute confidence in God in any situation they find themselves. The associate pastor of the Omega Fire Ministry, Pastor Marvelous Omorogbe, gave the exhortation in his sermon at the weekly prayer meeting of the Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba. Esther Oputa reports.
Preaching from the Gospel of John chapter 11 verses 1 to 4, Pastor Omorogbe, in a sermon titled, Jesus is in your matter, said Christians should know that no matter how bad the situation was, Jesus Christ could turn it around for their good, adding that if Jesus could raise Lazarus from the dead, there was no dead situation that he could not bring back to life, if only one could believe. He said Jesus called himself the resurrection and the life, stressing that there was hope for change in hard times if one trusted in God.
Jesus specializes in using sieve to fetch water in order to disappoint the bucket. So that is to say that no matter how hard it may be, heaven will still show up. Heaven will still show up. So Jesus is a specialist when it comes to turning obstacles to miracles. Jesus is a specialist when it comes turning setback to motion.
The cleric noted that what might seem like an end could be a setup for testimony, as challenges in health, family, career, and finances were not designed to destroy the believer, but to position them to reveal God's power and glory. He charged Christians to put their trust in God to deliver them out of every tight situation. Esther Oputa reporting.
You're watching the Delta Television main news. Still to come, violence erupts in Mexico following killing of most wanted drug lord. Details of this and other reports shortly after this break. Stay tuned.
The host community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility. I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold you ransom.
Welcome back to the Delta Television main news. Violence has erupted across Mexico following the killing of the country's most wanted drug lord, Mr. Nemesio Cervantes, popularly known as El Mencho. The 59-year-old leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel died after sustaining serious injuries during a military operation in Tapalpa, Jalisco State. Reports say 4 cartel members were killed, while 3 army personnel were injured during the clash. Authorities say the violence spread through several states as cartel members blocked major roads with burning vehicles, creating about 250 roadblocks nationwide. Jalisco State Governor Mr. Pablo Navarro declared a code red, suspending public transportation and cancelling public events and school activities. Tourists in Puerto Vallarta described the situation as chaotic, with smoke seen rising over cities including Guadalajara, one of the host cities for the forthcoming FIFA World Cup. Mexico's security cabinet says 25 suspects had been arrested while shops and bank branches were attacked, as several international airlines cancelled flights to Jalisco amid efforts to restore order. An armed man has been shot dead after breaching the security perimeter of Mar-a-Lago, the Florida residence of Donald Trump. The United States Secret Service says the suspect, identified as 21-year-old Austin T. Martin from North Carolina, was carrying a shotgun and a fuel can when he was confronted by agents and a sheriff's deputy in the early hours of yesterday. President Trump was reported to be in Washington, D.C. at the time of the incident. Authorities say the suspect had earlier been reported missing by his family, while investigators are trying to determine whether he purchased the weapon during his journey to Florida. According to Rick Bradshaw, officers ordered the suspect to drop the items, but he raised the shotgun into a firing position, prompting agents to open fire and neutralize the threat. The development was later security scare involving the U.S. leader. Back home, the Dangote refinery has resumed the sale of petroleum premium motor spirits to major marketers and depot owners. The revised distribution framework was endorsed by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Under the new model, independent marketers will source products from depots instead of buying directly from the refinery. Petroleum Price.ng says the gantry price remains 774 naira per litre. However, early pricing signals suggest 800 naira per litre may emerge as a Lagos benchmark, while Warri, Port Harcourt and Abuja trend around 820 naira per litre. Industry stakeholders say the development could improve supply stability. The Naira is set to receive a fresh $500 million loan from the World Bank, or Nigeria is set to receive a fresh $500 million loan from the World Bank as part of efforts to boost agricultural production across the country. The loan, expected to be approved in March 30 this year, will support programs aimed at strengthening key agricultural value chains in participating states. According to official project documents, the entire funding will be provided through the World Bank's concessional lending arm, the International Development Association, under a $500 million credit facility, adding that the implementation of the project will be handled by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in collaboration with participating state governments. The initiative is designed to increase smallholder farmers' productivity, create jobs, and address food and nutrition insecurity across selected states. The development comes amid concerns over Nigeria's rising external debt profile. Data from the Debt Management Office show that the country's total external debt stood at $46.98 billion as of June 30, 2025, with the World Bank Group accounting for $19.39 billion. Governor Sharif Oborewori is felicitated with renowned entrepreneur and chairman of the Skyward Resources Group, High Chief Ita Enahoro, on his 63rd birth anniversary. In a goodwill message by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, Governor Oborewori described the Oyede-born industrialist and Iyasere of Oyede Kingdom as an astute businessman, visionary investor, and philanthropist whose enterprise and generosity have positively impacted many communities. He commended the businessman for his commitment to the development of Isoko land and his contributions through investments and humanitarian initiatives. The governor prayed God to grant the celebrant good health and many more years of service to the society. Governor Sheriff Oborewori has congratulated former minority leader of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Ndudi Elumelu, on the occasion of his 61st birth anniversary. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, Governor Oborewori described Right Honorable Elumelu, who represented Anyocha Oshimili Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, as a diligent and accomplished parliamentarian. He noted that the celebrant's tenure in the National Assembly was marked by purposeful leadership, patriotism, and commitment to national development, as well as strong advocacy for good governance and democratic principles. The governor also commended the former federal lawmaker for his contributions to the growth and unity of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and his development efforts in his constituency, which brought projects and empowerment initiatives to the people. He prayed for continued good health, wisdom, and strength for Right Honorable Ndudi Elumelu as he marked another year of impactful service to Delta State and Nigeria. Similarly, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly and Chairman of the Conference of Speakers of Legislatures in Nigeria, the Right Honorable Imomoti Niguwo, has congratulated former minority leader of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Ndudi Elumelu, on his 61st birthday. In a statement through his Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Nkem Mweke, the Speaker praised Right Honorable Elumelu for his dedication to public service, legislative excellence, and commitment to national growth and development, describing his career as truly inspiring. The Right Honorable Gowo prayed God for continued good health, wisdom, and strength for the celebrant to keep serving humanity. In the same vein, Commissioner for Special Duties, Dr. Ifeanyi Oswoza, is felicitated with his classmate and distinguished political leader, the Right Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elumelu, on the occasion of his birthday. He celebrated Right Honorable Elumelu's remarkable journey of impact, resilience, and purposeful leadership, noting his steadfast commitment to public service and representation. Dr. Oswoza recalled their shared classroom days, emphasizing how Elumelu has consistently remained principled, focused, and driven by a deep sense of responsibility throughout his political career. Dr. Oswoza prayed for God's continued guidance, wisdom, and renewed strength for the celebrant, and wished him greater political accomplishments, broader influence, and lasting success in service to the nation. That's our news tonight. Next is the thought for the day. The best way to predict the future is to invest it. To end Delta Television main news, here are the highlights. The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, has said the biennial police games is a powerful demonstration of the enduring values of the Nigeria police. Governor Oborewori stated this during the closing ceremony of the 15th biennial police games, which held at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba. Companies operating in the state have been urged to strictly abide by the resolutions reached with the state government to ensure smooth and peaceful operations in their host communities. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the charge during a meeting with stakeholders from communities in Ndokwa East local government area and Sterling Global, an oil exploration company operating in the area. The meeting was held in his office in Asaba. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, has said Nigeria will prioritize palm oil as a strategic driver of economic growth. And from the foreign scene, we reported that violence has erupted across Mexico following the killing of the country's most wanted drug lord, Mr. Nemesio Cervantes, popularly known as El Mencho. That ends Delta Television News tonight. On behalf of the production team, the news editor, this is Onome Iyarowe, thanking you for watching. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you for watching. Do have a beautiful night rest.